everybody. This is Lance. I'm back with my second product review. Hopefully you'll find this interesting, maybe a little bit useful, and if not, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, down there, and tell me what you'd rather see. And if it's just me with the shirt on, sorry, this is the way I train. I'm making these in between sets. Today I'm going to review the power rack that I've got here. And again, this is a piece that I've had for about a year and a half. I actually bought it in my last rental house and then moved it into this house just a couple of months ago. It's been a fantastic rack. So, in fact, just for the sake of this, let me move the bench out of the way so you can really get a feel for the rack itself. So, this is the Rogue 690 Monster Light Power Rack. Rogue makes a couple different series. I believe that their Infinity or something like that is their basic series. The Monster Light is kind of their mid-range, and their Monster is the high-end range. Now, first of all, let me say I've been really happy with the Monster Light. It's a great rack. I'll get into some things that I dislike about it later on, just because I want to give you an unbiased and complete review. But I have no regrets in having purchased this, aside from the fact that there are a couple of kind of nice to have luxury items that come on their Monster series that I would rather have had. But nothing in functionality, nothing in overall looks or anything like that. I've been quite happy with that. So the 690 comes with these J-cups here. It comes with bar safeties, which I've replaced with the strap safeties. These are better for noise. Plus, I find they give me a little more flexibility because I can adjust them to different heights. I can put the front a little higher than the back, or vice versa. And this allows me to, in contrast to the bar, get a specific spot here on the strap that maybe when I'm doing a bench is just above or just below where my chest arches up. Whereas with the bar, it's got to be flat all the way across, and you only have then the kind of west side spacing differential here. And speaking of that, that is the nice thing about this rack. While you have 2 inches there, I think it's 2 inches anyways, between most of the holes here, there are 5/8 inch holes if I remember correctly. Down here you have, I think it's 1 inch spacing between even what they call the west side spacing. So between here and here, you have more granular adjustment of the safeties, which is nice. The posts themselves, they're a little bit thicker. I don't actually know. If I had to estimate, I'd say that about 3 inch by 3 inch, or 3 inch by 2 inch, something like that. I have no idea, to be honest. You'd have to look that up. I know that the Monster series is thicker posts, but so help me God, you'd have to be a beast in order to have any danger of this. I mean, honestly, I would think your elite lifters could easily lift in this rack without any worries about stability or anything. It is 6 posted. The reason I did that is we're going to need somewhere to put the plates, and on a 4-post rack, you just don't have the room for that. And if I had to set up something on the ground, it would still take up space, so why not just get the 6-poster? Happy with that decision. I've also separately purchased these J-cups. So these have the UHMW plastic on top to protect your bar. That's very nice to have. And they're bigger and stronger. They don't work particularly well for the bench press because when you set up the safety here for the bench, they come down too far. And I find personally that with my safeties here, there's just not room. If I use these, then I have to have the safeties too low, and they're not actually safeties. So I use the standard J-cups for the bench press, and I use these for things like squats. Still nice to have. Pull-up bar are replaced with a fat and narrow grip bar. I'm not sure you can see the top one up there, or narrow grip, fat and narrow bar. Not sure you can see that up there, but it is there. Nice to have. When I got this, I had a room that was about 3 meters tall. This one's only 230, which gives me, with the flooring and everything that I've got, literally about 4 or 5 millimeters, in some cases 2 millimeters, above the rack. So that makes pull-ups just a little bit difficult. Here I can certainly do them, but it was also quite difficult to assemble in this room, I have to say. Made it, but barely. I also have, perhaps I'll bring the camera over here to show you, I have a not a custom, but a different pull-up bar. I don't even know what it's called, a multi-grip bar or something like that. So you can see right there, I have that inside the rack. Now the reason for that is because I'm limited on space. So you can see there, I can just barely get my head above that. I had to do very controlled pull-ups, but it does give me the room to do that, and it's quite nice. I have the Rogue nameplate. Not so great with the window behind it, but I need something up there to stabilize the rack, and I don't feel like buying another one of those. I don't know, cross beams, cross members, something like that. So overall, absolutely nothing wrong with this rack. There's a couple of band pegs up there. Obviously, that's just where I store them. I've later purchased the Rogue landmine attachment. That's something where I actually prefer the Monster Series. If you buy the Monster Series rack, which is slightly more expensive, their landmine attachment looks nicer and is apparently a little bit smoother. I saw a review by Brandon Campbell that was quite nice. But again, it works just fine and it looks quite all right. One thing that I dislike about this rack, and this is probably the biggest annoyance I've got, is that on the uprights, you don't see any numbering, none whatsoever. Monster Series, sorry about the interruption there, the Monster Series has laser engraved numbering on the uprights, so you can actually see where you're setting the safeties or the pins or whatnot. Frankly, the system I've come up with is to count from the top or bottom of the west side spacing and count up or down and just kind of memorize where it needs to go. It works. It's just one of those nice to have things that would be nice to have. Now, as I wrap this up, I think the only other thing I say, I'm not sure that there is anything else to say. It takes a while to assemble. You can do this by yourself if you're a reasonably big guy. I mean, I'm 85 kilos, I'm 193 centimeters tall. I assembled this all by myself. Didn't have any help. It's a little bit difficult. There were times I had to balance heavy things on my head in order to get it together, but it can be done. I'd recommend 2 people. It will go faster, it will be a lot easier. The wrenches that Rogue offers, I would recommend getting them if you don't already have a full set of wrenches, but again, it can be done. You don't need to bolt it into your floor because it's a 6-poster. I mean, yeah, I can get it to shake a little bit if I try, but it's not going anywhere, especially not when you have all the weight loaded on. This thing is heavy. The powder coating looks very nice. You will see over time that it starts to wear off, so definitely know where the safety's going and stuff like that. You can see kind of marks on the uprights, kind of wear and tear from the motion. I can't imagine in 5-10 years this thing will look pretty beat up. Caveat, the next day I put 3-in-1 oil on the rack while I was cleaning my barbells, and it seems like that's actually hidden quite a few of the scratches. It seems they were a lot more superficial than I actually thought they were. Clearly some are still there, but it's not as bad as I indicated in the previous part of this video. 5 or 10 years, I'll probably sell it and I'll get that Monster Series if I want it. I'm not sure there's anything else to say. It's a rack, it keeps you safe, always lift on the inside. Guys, buy it. Now, there's plenty of other ones out there on the market. I did consider the Legend. It was, in my view, a little bit nicer looking, but because of its single welded frame design, there was no way I was going to be able to get it into, well, there's no way I could be sure I was going to be able to get it into any house I moved into in the future. That was before I bought this one and knew the dimensions of the room and everything. And frankly, I think that one was a little bit taller, so it wouldn't have fit in here anyways. You can, of course, if you're in Europe, ATX is another good brand. I don't think it looks quite as nice, but it does look every bit as strong and stable. And there's probably generic brands out there as well. Don't know anything about them, not going to make any comments on them. So, guys, gals, hope you found this useful. If you did, come back next time. I mean, this is a very new channel. I'm not going to even ask you to subscribe, but if you find it useful, drop me a comment, let me know, and then I will try to make more videos in the future. Take care, everybody.